we'll move on to the next session. Okay, it's about the regulations. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So this is the last session, but very important session because whatever you have learned is all about your research journey, but how to make your journey comfortable with us, because we do all your processing, right from your entrance examination, admissions, and now we are here for your no induction program. Then you will finish all your other requirements of the program, come back to us. So it's very essential for us to make you understand how we work, right? So we have this PhD regulations available in our Center for Research website. It's like the Bible, right? Every Constitution of India or book irukko, adhe mari Center for Research ku this is the Constitution, right? So we know that men may come, men may go, but I go on forever ndra madri. The administrative people will keep changing because no, I am her successor. She was the deputy director. She gave me space. No, she went to NITTTR and now I am here, right? Maybe another 2 years I might leave, somebody might come. So the people who are working in CFR will continue to change. But the procedure, process, everything will remain same, right? So tomorrow you cannot come and claim that, sir, I did not know this. I'm not aware of it. அப்படிலாம் இல்லை. Everything is documented, well documented. Everything is readily available for your purview. அந்த டாக்குமெண்ட்டை தாண்டி nothing can be done. நீங்களும் எதுவும் பண்ண முடியாது, நாங்களும் எதுவும் பண்ண முடியாது. You have to remember that, okay? So all that you have to do is, no, you have to read the regulations and then you have to abide by what is given in the regulations. We will also follow only the regulations, right? So no, the problem is many people do not read regulations. That's a problem. So the importance of this particular topic is that at least few extracts, which you must know, that we will tell you, right? So no, the regulation has so many clauses on variety of topics. Not everything might be applicable to you. Some may be applicable to you as a scholar. Some is applicable to you as a supervisor. Some could be applicable to an institute or a research department which has got recognition with us, right? It consolidates everything. So what I'm doing here is I'm just extracting a few portions in the regulation book which is essential for you, right? How to smoothly conduct your research program with Center for Research. That's what it's all about. Am I clear? Yeah. So because of lack of time, I'm just skipping few slides. So this is our organizational chart, right? So we have our director, Dr. C. Umarani ma'am. No, we don't function individually, right? We have a group of people who support us in multiple ways. We don't take any decisions on our own. We are supported by many people, right? So we have a research board. No, the research board recommends the suggestions, right? So we actually follow the regulations laid by UGC, University Grants Commission, right? And no, all these things we will not directly implement. We'll take it to our research board. The research board comprises of the vice chancellor, registrar, the chairpersons from various faculty. Some other external members will also be taking part in that research board. We will present them our suggestions. They will discuss, they'll modify, and then only it takes up the final shape, right? So whatever is documented in the regulation book is not what we speak, right? It's from the UGC and the collective inputs obtained from so many stakeholders. We will take it and put it in the document. That's what it is about, okay? And the executive committee, they will deal with most of the finance matters. We don't have to talk about it now. And then below the director, there are few other administrative people like the additional director, Professor G. Kumaresan sir, myself, Soundar Nayagi ma'am, we are deputy directors. We have an additional registrar who takes care of the financial matters of this particular center. We have a superintendent, and then so many other people who tirelessly works for you, right? You're just one drop in the ocean, just 200 people sitting here, but we are dealing around 13,000 plus scholars are enrolled in Anna University, and we are taking care of all those files, starting from their admission till their graduation. We do all the processes, right? The importance is that if you make any mistakes, right, it's not easy for us to quickly resolve. The reason is that we have to handle so many people's files. அப்போ உங்க ஃபைல் ஒரு queueல வந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும்போது ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம்ல அது ஹோல்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு அப்படினா it might take some time for us to clear it because many other files will be pending, right? So it is always essential that you take care of these regulations properly so that you don't do any mistakes or you don't end up with any problems later, so that you will not end up having any delay in the processing side, right? So we work with e-governance, we work with supervisors, we work with scholars. Neenga admission start பண்ணும்போது application போட்டதுல இருந்து everything is automated. So let me skip that. And as of today, that is till the 2024 graduation day, that is 43rd convocation, around 17,000 plus scholars have graduated from Anna University through Center for Research, right? And Anna University is one of the biggest contributor in South Ganga, which is the thesis repository maintenance maintained by the Government of India, UGC. So, and now we have also received no, the Excellence Award from Clarivate Analytics in the year 2021. So, this outlines no, how much we contribute to the country. So, we process more number of theses and we produce more number of PhDs in the country, right? Okay, as said, these people are very important. As said, we don't take any decisions on our own. Any request you submit to us, we will send it to a team of people, right? Depending upon the faculty, there will be one chairperson. The chairperson will take the final call on it based on the request made. And no, he or she will not take or give or his or her own decisions. It is based on the guidelines stipulated by the university or as given in the regulations book, right? Right, so this is your flow chart. And now you finished your PhD admission, and scholars who have joined during January 2024, you might have finished your first DC meeting as well, right? And no, July 2024 session students, you may be waiting for your first DC, right? So until that point, you should be aware. Once the PR is released, now the PR is automated. It is readily available in your scholar login. Your doctoral committee notification is also available in the supervisor login. So a DC meeting should be convened within 3 weeks from the date of intimation or from the date of issuing your PR document, right? So you'll conduct your first DC, and during the first DC, you get your coursework approval, yes or no, right? So we have given you option for 6 courses. Out of 6 courses, you may be doing 4 courses. We follow UGC's regulation 2016, 2022, both mandates minimum of earning 12 credits, right? And this 12 credits should be earned by enrolling yourself in a PG level course. You have to sit with PG students and do this course. Special electives are not accepted, right? If your institute is not offering any special electives or directed study, both are not possible. All these 4 courses you must sit along with the PG student and do. If your institute does not have, or if your department is not offering any course that you might require for your research, then you are advised to take NPTEL courses. All 4 courses can be completed using NPTEL. And once again, when you choose a course from NPTEL platform, please ensure that it is a PG level course, because NPTEL offers both foundation courses as well as advanced courses, right? No, please take only PG level. Take only PG level courses. And for grade conversion, you can refer to the Center for Academic Courses website. Okay. So there they would have given how to convert the NPTEL course credits to equivalent Anna University credits. Okay. I think your PR the document will have minimum of 7.0 CGPA should have been obtained through coursework. You have to ensure that, right? So once you complete your coursework, and please see that your coursework is finished within the first 2 years, right? Enroll pannadhula irundhu date of provisional registration la irundhu 2 years time kulla you should complete your coursework. And once you complete your coursework, you become eligible for applying for confirmation, right? For that, you have to do one seminar presentation, right, which is an open seminar type. You have to present your seminar in front of the research scholars and faculty members of your department, right, followed by a comprehensive examination, right. It can be both oral type or written type as decided by the supervisor, right. And now he will say whether you have passed or failed the comprehensive examination. If you have passed the comprehensive examination, you become eligible for the next DC meeting, which is for confirming your provisional registration. If suppose the committee members are not satisfied with your comprehensive examination, if your supervisor feels that you need some more foundation to be developed, then additional 6 months time can be given, during which you can improve yourself, present again, and then become eligible for the confirmation meeting. Am I clear? No. See, you do courseworks, you do 4 courseworks, and these 4 courseworks are selected such a way that they lay some strong foundation for your research requirements, right? And no, it is the duty of the supervisor to verify and validate whether you can conduct the research or not, right? So he must be testing you through oral pattern or written pattern. He might test you. Yeah, supervisor along with the doctoral committee members if required, right? So once the comprehensive examination is over, it is not research methodology. It could be something related to the courseworks that you have conducted, but all that is getting tested is the no, your understanding level with respect to the proposed research problem statement. Because in all PG programs now research methodology is offered. See, according to UGC's regulation, research methodology is mandatory. But almost all PG level courses, they have research methodology as a compulsory course in their PG itself. So you don't have to repeat that. Okay. If you have not done it, that may be a 2-credit course. You can add it to the list of courseworks. But see to that, the minimum credit requirement is 12, which is getting satisfied. Yeah. So ma'am says in 2023 regulation, it is made 3. If it's done, then that's fine. Okay. So the minimum credit requirement is 12. No, UGC says it's mandatory. Yeah, UGC says it's mandatory. You are advised to do one course. Yeah. Fine. Whatever it is. Right? Research question will be based on? Yeah. See, tentative title is something that you gave us for our records, right? You have all the liberty to make some minor changes to the topic that you have proposed. You cannot completely change your domain. You proposed one topic in electronics, right? And you end up submitting a thesis in electrical, that is not possible, right? So that's why we call it as tentative topic. Within that domain, if you want to make some modifications, you are allowed to do, right? So when you come for confirmation, we'll check all your documents, whether you have met all the requirements. So this is also one of the requirements that we look for, right? Similar during your synopsis time also, we will check whether you PR la kudutha and the title, you pannirka research work and the publication ellame inline la irukanu, we will be checking. If there is a large deviation, you will be questioned, right? You can't deviate by a larger, by a larger number. Maybe a small portion you can change, not a problem. Sir? Okay, so once you finish your confirmation meeting, right, once again you'll present your findings to your doctoral committee, they will approve, then we will issue another order, it's called as confirmation order, so that confirms your provisional registration, right. Then you can formally start with your research work, right. And then, so now we have made one change in the regulation. Previously, after the confirmation meeting, the next DC meeting will be the synopsis meeting, right. But during the last research board, it has been decided to conduct annual doctoral committee meeting every year after your confirmation. Every year you have to conduct at least one DC meeting, okay. It has been resolved, but the circular has not yet been published, okay. Adam PPT la podala, but the circular will be soon available in the internet, right. So soon after your confirmation, right, until the submission of synopsis, at least one DC meeting should be conducted, wherein your DC member has to review your performance and you have to submit the research assessment form that we give. Am I clear? Yes. So followed by confirmation, once you are done with your research work, after completing all these annual doctoral committee meeting, your supervisor has to feel that you have done the enough number of work that is required for the award of the PhD degree, right? So our criteria is that at least one paper should be published in the CFR listed journals, right? But that is a curricular requirement, but that doesn't mean that you have finished your PhD, right? Your supervisor has to take a call that you have done the enough amount of work to qualify for the award of the PhD program, right? The curricular requirement is one paper in the CFR approved list of journals, right? So once you meet that curricular requirement, and if your supervisor feels that he is satisfied with the quantum of work that you have done, then you become eligible for the synopsis meeting. Now, according to the regulations, people who do better, right, they have some advantage. Meaning, if you can publish at least 2 papers, not one paper, 2 papers in the CFR listed journals, then you get the advantage of submitting the synopsis 3 months before your minimum duration, right. Say for example, if you are a full-time scholar, engineering scholar, then the minimum duration is 2 years, right. If suppose you publish 2 papers in the CFR approved list of journal, then 3 months can be relaxed, which means that in 1 year and 9 months, you become eligible for submitting the synopsis. Am I clear? Right? And this calculation is done from the date of your provisional registration. You have been given one order, right? Provisional registration order. There will be one date. And the date la irundhu 3 years will be, or 3 years or 2 years will be calculated. 2 years for full time and 3 years for part time. Similarly, for a part time scholar, if it is 3 years, 3 months can be relaxed. So in 2 years and 9 months, you become eligible for submitting your synopsis. Right? So synopsis meeting, once again, it's between you and your doctoral committee members. You present all your research, you get the approval for your synopsis, right? And then you will submit the document to us, right? You will submit the document to us, then we will check, right? We will check whether you are published in the list that we have given, right? We will check whether you are meeting the plagiarism requirements. The similarity level should be lesser as we stipulate, that we will talk in the future slides, right? So once you satisfy all these things, we will approve your synopsis, and once the synopsis gets approved, you are eligible to submit the thesis, right? So initially you will submit one copy of the thesis, right? One copy of the thesis. We will conduct an initial scrutiny, right? We will once again check for the similarity level, right? So if the similarity level is within our requirement, then we will release the scrutiny report, right? And then you will become eligible for submitting 3 copies of your thesis, which will be sent to the examiners. The examiners' recommendations will be received, and then based on that, a YOS examination can be conducted. Okay? It's a big process, but let us do that one by one, right? Now we have finished, now you have enrolled for your coursework, finish your coursework, then confirmation, synopsis, then comes the oral board examination, right? We will finish this and then let us, sir. Okay? I have just 10 more minutes. Okay, let us not talk about all these things because class 1 is eligibility, your qualification, இதெல்லாம் பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் you have been admitted. அதெல்லாம் நமக்கு வேண்டாம். And now you have been selected based on this criteria, which is laid by the UGC. 70% written examination, 30% is your interview performance. And once again, we have a research board. We will place all your performance there. No, the research board will suggest a cutoff marks, and based on that cutoff mark only, you have been selected and you have been admitted, right? Okay. This is also important. You're not supervisors, but you can become a supervisor later, right? Once again, for supervisor recognition, we do follow UGC's norms based on the cadre, assistant professor, associate professor, or professor, or a scientist in an industry, right? They have certain requirements, right? So sometimes what might happen, no, if you just submit your thesis with one paper, immediately after getting your degree, you may not be eligible to become a professor. I mean, you become a supervisor. Meaning that you have to get few more papers to become eligible for a supervisor, right? So what you do is, you do as much work that you can do, have as many papers that you can make, right? And so that when you get your degree awarded, immediately you can also apply for supervisor recognition, right? So PhD is all about hunting papers. PhD is all about proving yourself that you can also conduct an independent research, right? So that you become a supervisor and somebody gets enrolled under you and the process continues, right? That's what. So we also have certain conditions. See, whenever you publish a paper for your PhD, you see that the corresponding author is either you or the supervisor, right? The corresponding author should be you or the supervisor. It cannot be the third person, first point. Second point, at least one research paper should have, right? Should or must satisfy this condition. The condition is that there can only be 4 authors, right? The first condition is that corresponding author should be you or the supervisor. Second condition, the number of authors in at least one paper is restricted to 4, right? And the 4 la first 2 places la நீங்களும் supervisor தான் இருக்க முடியும், right? If you are the first author, no problem. If your supervisor is the first author, you should be the second author, right? Either, the corresponding author should be you or the supervisor, first point. Second point, at least one research publication should have only 4 authors. In that case, first 2 place la endha paper neenga claim pannalum, 5 paper 6 paper claim pannalum, first 2 author position la scholar and supervisor da irukanum. First author scholar ah irundha there is no issue. If the second author is a scholar, then first author should be supervisor. Okay? So in the corresponding author clause, first author, second author clause, இதை மீட் பண்ணாத எந்த பேப்பருமே we cannot consider, right? So any papers communicated by a third person will not be considered, right? Any paper having first author, second author as somebody, right, will not be considered. So you see that at least one paper meets all these criteria, right? If suppose you have joint supervisor, he can be a corresponding author, but joint supervisor ரொம்ப rare தான் கொடுக்குறோம். We are not giving joint supervisor for everybody. So that will not be a problem at all, right? So please remember this condition, at least one paper, right? See, you will also become eligible for synopsis submission if you have one granted patent. One granted patent, okay? அங்கேயும் the clause remains the same. அங்கேயும் the clause remains the same. If you get a granted patent, patentல ரெண்டு இருக்கும். Patentee, applicant, okay? The second thing is inventor. There will be two things, okay? If you are claiming a patent for your synopsis approval, for your supervisor recognition, then you see to that the patentee or the applicant is either you or the supervisor or the institute concerned, not the third person. நீங்களா இருக்கலாம், உங்க சூப்பர்வைசரா இருக்கலாம், இல்ல இன்ஸ்டிடியூட்டா இருக்கலாம், இல்ல இந்த காம்பினேஷன்ல எதுவா வேணா இருக்கலாம், right? Not the third person. Patentee, applicant, okay? And inventor, at least one patent that you claim for your synopsis approval should have only 4 inventors, right? As like the research paper. Restricted to 4 inventors, where the first 2 inventors should be either the scholar or the supervisor. And the paper க்கு என்ன clause இருந்ததோ, the same clause is applicable to patent. Okay? இது எல்லாமே at least 1. நீங்க 5 போடுங்க, 6 போடுங்க, எதுவுமே பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஆனால் ஒன்னாச்சும் இந்த கண்டிஷனை சாட்டிஸ்ஃபை பண்ணணும். அதர்வைஸ் your synopsis will not be accepted. Am I clear? Right? And now whenever you choose a journal for publishing, there is a website called SkyMago, SCIMGO, SkyMago, MAGO, sorry, SkyMago, right? So we have listed some journals with ISN number. See, there are 10,000 plus journals are available, right? There are also cloned journals. Fake websites will also be there. You have to ensure that you are publishing in the right journal. அப்போ நீங்க பப்ளிஷ் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி you see that with the help of the ISN number, right, or the journal title, you go to this website. You check the authenticity of the journal. There they will specify the home page. அந்த home page போயிட்டு அங்க போய் நீங்க சப்மிட் பண்றீங்களான்னு செக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, right? You can also use the Clarivate Analytics website, master journal database னு ஒன்று இருக்கும். அதில் போயிட்டு ISN நம்பர் வச்சோ இல்லை வந்து journal title வச்சுட்டோ you can locate the right journal, right? So tomorrow you should not publish in a cloned journal and fake journal and claim that நான் பண்ணேன் இப்படி ஆயிடுச்சு உங்க லிஸ்ட்ல அப்படி இருந்ததெல்லாம் சொல்லாதீங்க, because we will check, we will use the same procedure and process, right? So publishing your research in the right journal is very, very important, right? So don't fall prey for any like no நிறைய பேர் வந்து மெயில் பண்ணுவாங்க, we will publish in annexure 1 journal, so for so and so money, இந்த authorship இருக்கு அந்த authorship இருக்கு. See, please don't do it, right? Please maintain the research integrity, right? So we should be நம்ம கேக்குறது minimum ஒரு பேப்பர், right? Not 10 impact factor Q1 Q2 அப்படிலாம் கிடையாது, right? So minimum 1 paper, you see that you ethically process it. So you might publish in such kind of a journal, right? எங்களுக்கு அது மாதிரி நிறைய ஜேர்னல்ஸ் வரும், ப்ரெடேட்டரி நாங்கள் கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவோம். அப்போ பல்காக ஒரு 100 வரும்போது என்ன பண்ணுவோம்னா மொத்தமாக பிளாக் பண்ணுவோம். யூல் பி லூசிங் மணி. யூ கான்ட் யூஸ் தட் ஜேர்னல் ஆர் யூ கான்ட் கிளீன் தட் ஜேர்னல், ரைட்? ப்ளீஸ் டோன்ட் டூ தட், ஓகே? ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் ஃபாலோ தி எத்திக்கல் ப்ராக்டிசஸ் while publishing, right? Okay, change of supervisor. See, your supervisor should be working in any recognized institute, right? Sometime no, the supervisor might go on a smaller leave or a bigger leave to some institute or a training காகவோ எதுக்கோ போலாம். So if it is less than 6 months, not a problem, right? If it is more than 6 months, right, he has to appoint a supervisor in charge to take care of your administrative things, because progress report இருக்கும், right? அப்போ அந்த டைம்ல அவர் இல்லைன்னா we can't do anything. Progress report நீங்க சப்மிட் பண்ணாதான் we can enable the fees link for you, right? So if the supervisor is not available for more than 6 months time, he or she should appoint one supervisor in charge, inform us, and then he can leave. If the leave is for more than a year, right, then we have to check whether he can continue or not, right? So இது ரொம்ப rare case தான், but it's a very important thing that you have to look for. In all other cases, no, if your supervisor is migrating to an unrecognized institute, he is not eligible to guide. But நீங்க confirmation முடிச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா he can help you with your process. But on the event you have to get a research coordinator who is working in the recognized institute. Am I clear? But because you guys are in university departments, அந்த மாதிரி situationலாம் ரொம்ப rare-ஆ தான் இருக்கும். So let us not bother about that. Okay, maybe you can go through this. Okay, change of supervisor. This I wanted to tell you. See, if you have any problem, right, try to settle down with your supervisor. Our table la discuss பண்ணி solve பண்ண try பண்ணுங்க. அப்படி solve பண்ண முடியலனா next level அவங்க head of the department கிட்ட வச்சு அதை solve பண்ண try பண்ணுங்க. Right? அதுவும் முடியலனா please come and talk to us. Right? This center is running for scholars. We are there to help you out for all your issues. Right? So if there is any conflict between you and the supervisor, don't think you are stranded somewhere. We are always there to help you. We also have a separate committee called as Grievance Redressal Committee, where there are some senior professors are available. Right? Your issues will be put in front of them and they will give you the solution. With due approval from the Vice Chancellor, all your problems can be solved. Am I clear? Yes? So, okay, duration you should be aware. Let's not talk about that. Okay, the minimum duration is 2 years for engineering, full-time engineering na 2 years, science and humanities na full-time 3 years, right? For part-time either case lo enadhu 6 years is the maximum duration. If you can finish your PhD within 6 years, not a problem, right? If you couldn't finish, then you have to get your extension. So 6 years complete ஆகிறதுக்கு ஒரு 3 மாசத்துக்கு முன்னாடி you have to apply and get an extension for 1 year. So 7 years ஆயிடும், right? அந்த 7th year இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த 1 year இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதுக்குள்ள you should be submitting your synopsis and thesis. அப்படி இல்ல அப்படின்னா next 6 months will be extended only if you submit synopsis and thesis. Right? But அங்க போயிட்டீங்கன்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்களேன், அந்த process ஒரு delay வந்து ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கும் because that's an extraordinary situation. We have to send all your documents to the Vice Chancellor. அங்க இருந்து approval ஆகி இங்க வந்து it is a very big process, right? You see that, no, you finish your PhD within 6 years time, right? Don't go for extension. It's not so good. So I don't advise you that, right? And no, even if you don't finish in the 7.5 years, then we will be giving you a letter called as LFC, liable for cancellation. We will put one date and we will ask you to come submit your thesis and synopsis on that particular date, right? Even if you fail to do so, then your registration might be cancelled, correct? But அது ரொம்ப நெகட்டிவான விஷயம். Let us not talk about that. So let us take the oath that we will finish our PhD within the minimum duration, and let us also take an oath that we will publish 2 papers, satisfy the supervisor, and no, we will finish it in 1 year 9 months or 2 years and 9 months, right? We will go on a positive note. Okay, these things spoken. Program structure is okay. Okay, and no, if you are going to work in a laboratory outside, right? Whenever you move out of the university, you should let us know. Short trips kala neenga solla vendam, 6 months 1 year oru periya trips pogumbodhu please let us know, right? Abbi sollama neenga poitingana it will be a problem for you later. Don't do that. The regulation says it. Okay? And no, another thing is change of category. Neenga full time la irundhu part time poirpinga, part time la irundhu full time vandirpinga. So please understand, part time to full time varadhu it's okay, right? But full time la irundhu if you want to go to part time, then you should have finished your confirmation, right? Only if you finish your confirmation, you can migrate from full-time category to part-time category. In a full-time, model 6 months you can finish your coursework, and now you can finish your confirmation also, right? So change of category from full-time to part-time is permissible only if you finish your confirmation. As per regulation, renduthukkume confirmation is mandatory, but part-time to full-time is always good. You are leaving some work and you are coming and dedicating yourself for research. That's something good. So anga edume obstacle kadiyadu. But no, full time to part time, you are seconding your research. For some reasons you are moving out for some reasons, and now you are trying to compromise research. So another confirmation mudichittu you are permitted to go on with your part time conversion. Okay va? So that you have to remember. So some people will not tell us, right? Some people will not tell us. They will go and work in an industry. Actually நீங்க எங்க போனாலும் it should be recognized under Anna University வரும். But confirmation முடிச்சிட்டு போனீங்கன்னா you can work anywhere, not a problem. But confirmation mudikama you will go to some industry which is not recognized, right? And after 2 years you will come and ask for change of category. Will you do? Because you did not follow the regulations. You did not get break of study. Right? You did not abide by the regulations. So the regulation says if you don't abide by the regulations, your registration will stand cancelled. Right? So please do avoid all these things. உங்களுக்கு break of study வேணுமா, come apply, get it. Up to 1 year the break of study could be given. The break of study period will not be counted for minimum duration calculation. However, it is countable for maximum duration. Right? 6 months, 1 year varaikku you can take break of study. Right? Am I clear? So 6 months to 1 year you can take break of study, and during the entire course of your program, one time you can avail change of category. Under extraordinary circumstances, second time also we can give, but with due approval from a committee. Right? We don't give it on our own because there is no provision in the regulation. Am I clear? So whatever you do, please let us know and then do, and don't end up in trouble later. Okay, so every 6 months once you have to submit the progress report. So now you have automated. Now you have to know, fill in the details that we seek. Evlo coursework mudicheenga, enna seminars mudicheenga, ellame you have to fill in. You have to submit. Then it goes to the supervisor. Supervisor will approve. It goes to the institute, right? The institute head, in case of university departments, the department head, what he or she will do is she will consolidate all the progress report. She'll forward to Center for Research, and upon receiving, we will check everything. And if you satisfy our requirement, then we will enable the fees link for you. So every 6 months once you have to submit, you have to pay your fees. So 6 months once you have to finish your progress report, 6 months once you have to pay your semester fee, right? So without having a satisfactory in your progress report, your fees link will not be enabled, right? And 2 consecutive unsatisfactory from your supervisor will result in cancellation of your registration. Let us not talk about it. Okay? So please see that you get a satisfactory remark from your supervisor. First time unsatisfactory போட்டாங்கன்னா please get an alarm inside you. Second time போட்டா we will end up in trouble ன்னு பாத்துக்கோ, because we will be monitoring all those things. So 2 consecutive times if you get unsatisfactory from your supervisor, your registration may be cancelled. Okay? ஒரு சில என்ன வருவாங்கன்னா அவங்க தெரியாம போட்டுட்டாங்க, மறந்து போட்டுட்டாங்கன்னா சொல்லுவாங்க. That we cannot consider. Right? So please discuss with your supervisor before filling up your progress report and see that everything is in line. And whatever you do this, you will get an update in your portal itself. நீங்க எப்போ initiate பண்ணீங்க, எப்போ submit பண்ணீங்க, when did your supervisor approve your progress report online, when did the head of the department submitted the progress report to Center for Research, when did we receive the hard copy of the progress report, everything you can see from your portal itself. Clear? So this we spoke, then submission of synopsis we spoke, thesis also we spoke, and you are aware, your thesis goes for an evaluation. There will be 2 evaluators, Indian examiner and foreign examiner. Once again we have made some change in the foreign examiner. Indian examiner preferably outside Tamil Nadu. If it is inside Tamil Nadu, Indian examiner preferably outside Tamil Nadu. If it is inside Tamil Nadu, any centrally funded institutes like IITs, NITs, IIITs, or any labs, illa state government laboratories, state government institutes alla neenga podala, but you cannot put the home department inge poda mudiyadhu, Anna University poda mudiyadhu, right? So any centrally funded, state funded institutes, laboratories can be put for Indian examiners, preferably outside Tamil Nadu, right? And with respect to foreign examiners, again you will submit 4 foreign examiners to us. We will select, so not we, the vice chancellor will select 1, right? We have made a small change there. Earlier we will not accept foreign examiners of Indian origin. Now we may accept foreign examiners of Indian origin provided if he or she is working in an institute which is listed in the top 500 in the QS ranking. QS ranking la top 500 kulla irundaduna, he or she can be put as an foreign examiner. And no, he or she should have also published at least 10 Q1 level journals. The quartile levels can also be seen at the SkyMago link which I told you. Ange or journal keliyum they would have categorized Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. You can check that. Am I clear? Right? Okay, and then goes this. Another important thing that we want to speak here is the plagiarism. See, many a times we face a problem here. As said in the previous session, conclusion la sollumbodhe, if you ensure that you properly do your thesis writing, you will not end up here, right? Every single sentence that you write in the thesis should be your own contribution, right? Many a times what we are the problem that we face is, many people while writing the literature review section, they copy paste contents from the paper. Abstract irundha அப்படியே எடுத்து அப்படியே உள்ள போடுறது, conclusion எடுத்து அப்படியே உள்ள போடுறது. You can't do that. See, anything that you cannot reword, like the laws, definitions, statements, anything that could not be reworded, right? They can be used as such with a proper citation, right? But no, the literature review section is all about what did you understand from that paper and how are you going to use it for your methodology. That is literature review. And no, it has to be written in such a way that you have to help your examiner understand why this literature is helping you, right? Morning sir sonarilla, from this literature this has been extracted in eludunum sonarilla, that you have to properly do, you have to write. But many people what they do, they will just copy the abstract of the paper, put it, page filling, right? You should not do that. You should not do that. If you do that, then your similarity index will be more than what we specify, right? Then once again, no, if you don't fit in within the required range, then we have to call you for a clarification. Then we have to penalize you based on the amount of similarity. There are so many processes. Please avoid that. That's also negative. So every single word that you pen in your thesis, please ensure that they are your words, right? So once again, we follow the UGC's norms for plagiarism. See, previously we have been using Urkund, but currently we are using Turnitin, right, as a quality enhancement measure. Because Turnitin poses stringent requirements on your document, we have made some relaxations, right? First, let me tell you what UGC says. UGC has 4 levels of plagiarism, level 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Level 0 is similarities up to 10%, level 1, 10 to 40, level 2, 40 to 60, and level 3 is 60%, right? And accordingly, the penalties are, if it is level 0, it's acceptable. Less than 10% is acceptable. We don't ask you to revise anything. It's done, it's through, right? So between 10 to 40, you will be called, you'll be sought an explanation. Then no, we will give you 6 months time to rewrite your thesis and resubmit it to us, which will once again go for another level of checking, right? Just think about the process, right? It will consume 2 months or 3 months time, which adds to your overall PhD time, right? And if it's 40 to 60, then you'll be banned for 1 year. You can't submit the thesis for a period of 1 year, and 1 year later you have to submit. Once again, we will check, and if it satisfies level 0, then we will process your thesis, right? And level 3, if it's more than 60%, the registration will be cancelled, right? Now the problem is, many people, they will share the document with others. They, without giving proper settings as said by the Turnitin person, it goes into some repository in some places which is not accessible by us. It may be your own document, but we cannot see that document. No, for us it will show us like 80%, 90% similarity. We will ask your support. You will also won't be helping us. எங்களுக்கும் அது என்ன பண்ணனும் தெரியாது. Then no, your thesis will be sleeping somewhere, right? Please don't share your research documents with anyone. So our university has license with Turnitin. Your supervisor has access to Turnitin. So please do all your similarity check using your supervisor's authenticated login. Don't share the documents with any third party. If you share with any third party, then you have to face the consequences later. So please avoid that. Fine? That's all. So these are some important things. We don't have much time to talk in a very elaborated manner. I hope these things are sufficient for you. And no, any updates and announcements will be made in Center for Research website. Progress report submission, fees intimation, or any fellowship call for, right? Everything will be announced here, right? So you please see that you regularly check our website. Edha potrukangala, regulation la amendments irukka, the circulars potrukangala, the training programs conduct pandrangala. Please have an eye on the website at least once or twice in a day, right? So that you don't miss anything, right? So some important links are given on the left side and right side pane. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு pane இருக்கும், latest announcements, and you can go through that. Then this link is important, Grievance Redressal Committee, GRC. There is an email, CFR grcell@annauniv.edu, right? Where you can write your grievances, right? And then no, please do let us know if you face any difficulty to help you, right? எதுக்கும் பயப்படணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. Just come talk to us, we will try to resolve your problem, right? As I said, first talk to your supervisor. If it is not getting resolved, talk to the head of the department. If it is not getting resolved, then come to us, right? We will try to sort it out. Fine. Okay. Awards for PhD scholars. As said, if you publish your research in one Q1 journal, then you will become eligible for certificate of recognition that we gave during the inauguration of the induction program, right? That we will give. And if you publish 5 papers in Q1 category for your thesis within the minimum duration, within the maximum duration, 6 years. And the 6 years, if you are making 5 papers in the Q1 levels, then your thesis will be given outstanding thesis award. Okay, right? And one more thing I forgot to say. When you publish, I said you have to check for the authenticity. And no, we are expecting you to publish in the regular issue of the journal. You cannot publish it in the special issue, right? But adla or chinna change pannirkom. Once again, the circular will be revised very shortly. Special issues published in Q1 level of journals will be considered subject to the recommendation received from a technical committee, right? ஒரு நல்ல ஜர்னல் ஸ்பெஷல் இஷ்யூ ஒரு நல்ல டீம் ஆஃப் கெஸ்ட் எடிட்டர்ஸ் இருந்து நல்லா பண்ணியிருந்தாங்கன்னா that will be considered, but provided we will give the document, your documents to the committee. The committee will evaluate and recommend. If they say this can be considered, then that will be considered. Okay, only for Q1 journals, not for other category. All right, that's all. So the PPT is not mine. So I have to acknowledge Professor G. Kumaresan. Actually, sir used to give this presentation, but no, sir is not available today. So I was asked to present. So I acknowledge Professor G. Kumaresan, sir, for sharing this PPT with me, right? So, yeah. See, changing the organization of the scholar. Okay. See, changing the organization of the scholar. நீங்க application part time ல போட்டுருக்கும்போது ஒரு institute name கொடுத்திருப்பீங்க. எங்க ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ்ல அதுதான் இருக்கும், கரெக்ட்டா? Whenever you are migrating to some other institute organization போனீங்க அப்படின்னா immediately write to us and let us know. உங்க பழைய இன்ஸ்டியூட்ல இருந்து நீங்க ரிலீவ் ஆன ரிலீவிங் ஆர்டர், புது இன்ஸ்டியூட் நீங்க போய் ஜாயின் பண்ண ஜாயினிங் ரிப்போர்ட், அப்பாயின்மெண்ட் லெட்டர் அதெல்லாமே கொடுத்து நீங்க எங்களுக்கு அப்டேட் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா எங்க டிபில நாங்க அப்டேட் பண்ணிப்போம். ஈவன் அதர்வைஸ் ப்ரோக்ரஸ் ரிப்போர்ட் டைம்ல we will ask the same question to you. Are you still working in the same institute as mentioned in the application? அப்படி இல்லைன்னா அட்லீஸ்ட் அந்த இடத்துலயாச்சும் நோ கொடுத்துட்டு ப்ளீஸ் அப்டேட் தி டீடைல்ஸ் வித் அஸ். அப்போ சம்டைம்ஸ் என்ன ஆகும்னா we will be having your old institute's address. We will be sending mails to that particular institute who will not respond for anything. Naliki you will be losing something, right? So as and when there is a change in anything that pertains to your PhD admission and regulations here, please do inform us. Don't have to take it. No. See, as per UGC, your degree will have a wording like this degree is awarded in compliance with University Grants Commission's regulation 2016 அப்படினு இருக்கும். Soon it will be 2022. So the regulations is UGC's regulation which says research methodology is compulsory. But no, ஒரு ரொம்ப ரீசன்ட்டாவே வந்து PG லெவல்ல அதை ஆஃபர் பண்றாங்க, மேண்டேட்டரியாவே ஆஃபர் பண்றாங்க. Don't have to repeat that. Okay, நீங்க பண்ணலனா பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஏன்னா முன்னாடி அது 2 credits தான் இருந்தது. 2 creditsனா அந்த 12 credits satisfy ஆகாது, கரெக்ட்டா? Yes or no? If you take that as one course, if you have 4 courses, then the number of credits will be 11. அப்போ இன்னும் நீங்கள் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா பண்ணுற மாதிரி இருக்கும். பட் மேடம் சேஸ் 2023 it has been changed to 3 credits. If not done at the PG level, you can do it, right? No. See, for the approval of synopsis, review papers will not be considered. Original research articles will only be considered. உங்க பேப்பர்ல டைட்டிலுக்கு மேல every journal will use to write original research article, editorial, supplementary article, guest edited article அந்த மாதிரி கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. review paperனு கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. That we will look into it and then only we will process. அல்ல review article, guest editorial அந்த மாதிரிலாம் இருந்ததுன்னா we will not consider for processing. Only original research articles will be considered. That's fine. That's fine. இப்போ say for example artificial intelligence review னு இருக்கும். ஜர்னலுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி பேர் வச்சிருக்காங்க. அதனால அந்த ஜர்னல் போடக்கூடாதுன்னுலாம் கிடையாது. ஓகே, உள்ள இருக்க கண்டென்ட் ரிவ்யூவா இருக்கக்கூடாது. The content should not be a review article. The content should be an original research finding.
Sir, I have a question. What is the permission level for Q1 or Q2? Can we go for Q3 and Q4?
As said, no, as long as you publish a paper in the CFR listed journal, it's fine for us.
No impact factor measurable
No,
are there?
no.
Do we need?
See, we have made some measures and we have listed those journals, right? If you publish in that list, it is fine. We will not look at the impact factor, right? However, the clause which I told you, for special issues, we may consider during that time, we will look at the Q1.
Okay, is there any conference proceeding we have to do during?
No.
Not required.
Our curricular requirement is one journal publication, but you have to go by what your supervisor says, because supervisors will always say something good for you. You have to obey by that. No. See, please listen. The publication should be made only in the CFR listed journals. Okay, va? Adula regular issue la neenga pannanum. Adula special issue la pannalam, provided those journals have Q1 level. Okay. அந்த லிஸ்ட்ல இல்லாத அவுட் சைட்ல ஒரு ஜர்னல் எடுத்துட்டு அது Q1 ல இருக்கு நீங்க கன்சிடர் பண்ணுங்கன்னா no, it's not possible. The publication, at least one publication should be made in the CFR listed journal and only that you can claim in your thesis. நீங்க அந்த லிஸ்ட்ல இல்லாத ஒரு ஜர்னல்ல பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணிருந்தீங்கன்னா we will not allow you to put it in your publication section. Publication sectionல நீங்க போடுற எல்லா ஜர்னல்ஸுமே CFR லிஸ்ட்ல மட்டும் தான் இருக்கணும். நீங்க வெளியில பண்ணுங்க, பட் இங்க நீங்க அத claim பண்ண முடியாது. ஓகேவா? Right.
And sir, for coursework, Swayam courses are allowed.
Speaking? Okay.
So for coursework, Swayam courses other than on NPTEL platforms are also allowed, right? Like courses from University of Calicut.
No, it's only NPTEL courses.
But Swayam course is mentioned in regulation.
NPTEL level courses, that's
Only
all.
NPTEL. Okay, I had this confusion during my coursework.
Only PG level courses, ma'am. Okay. Only PG level courses with 3 credits or 4 credits you can take. Up to 4 you can do.
But as per some circular, it showed us only 2, sir.
No, we have revised.
Okay.
We have revised. So thank you so much. As said, there are many things available in the regulations book. You see to that, and whenever you have doubts, please do contact Center for Research. Thank you so much.